When a cabinet of chemicals combines with a bolt of lightning, Barry Allen decides to go back in time and screw everything up for everyone. This is the Flashpoint podcast.
It's season 3.
Barry's the greatest villain we've ever had.
I know, right? It's like one of those. I think I can't think of anything right off my hand, but like they do it something the whole time. Turns out I was the villain all along.
I don't know. Sarah Lance is getting up there. She, what was it last week? She told
oh god, yeah,
Damien Dark, I know what happens to you. You die. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, shut up.
Yeah. Charlie was like arguing with me about that. I'm like, Charlie, she walked up to the villain and said, "You're going to die." He's like, well, she didn't say exactly what. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I ranted like crazy. I'm like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And she says, you fail.
Now go prepare for it.
Exactly.
He's dark. He never fails.
Till Oliver stabs him. So anyway, the Flash.
Yeah. We'd rather talk about other shows. Okay. So where should we begin?
At the beginning.
I knew I could get one of you to say that. I freaking knew it.
Star Labs Museum.
Actually,
I think it would work.
I actually don't hate the idea, but it does bring up something we never even thought about when they first sent out the. They mentioned it here, of course, when they sent out the whatever, I forget what they called it. It was a specific name for the thing they sent out, but Wells in this world, even though it was really Eobard, is wanted for murder.
Mm-hmm.
So in bringing other Wells, they're like, and not telling them that it's true. That is really unfair. It's one thing if they said, "Oh, by the way, and we understand this is a problem in this universe." Da 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 da. But still, it's like, hey, guess what? You're screwed.
We just need you to stay in the lab 24/7.
Right?
Don't go anywhere. Yeah, it's nuts. But
And apparently they found Tom Cavanaugh's long lost brother because that guy really looked like him.
They probably just CG'd his face
He was like, wow. Like, where are you at? My favorite line was Cisco's, I upgraded the security.
I like how they addressed that. I don't know why, and I said this right before we started. I have this weird feeling that HR is Mxyzptlk.
Nah, I told you I like the theory. I heard that he's abracadabra because he's always flipping that drumstick.
Yeah, I even said it. It reminded me of a one. But do we think he's actually not going to be, or he's going to be something?
He could be. I mean, maybe that's.
I would hate that this doesn't have a point because I'm really not seeing it. Like again, another thing I said before we started recording, I got this image in my head of like 3-4 episodes down. He just goes up to them and goes, "So did I prove myself?" And they just look at him and go, "No."
You were trying?
I know, right? I really hope, but I don't know if it has a. I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah.
So Wally's getting. Oh, what?
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because we could spend all day talking about how the pointless of HR, but I'm saying Wally's getting big surprise. He's getting his Kid Flash vision, and I don't know why. When he runs, it looks weird to me. I don't know why.
What, the effects or? No,
it doesn't. Not that it looks bad. It's just the way he's running. I don't know. It just looks. It's obviously. It's probably the suit because that thing does not look comfortable.
Yeah, it looks more bulky than even Barry's. I don't know what's up with that suit, but yeah. So Alchemy's calling him, and wants to give him his powers back.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he wants powers, but why does he think that's a good idea?
Well, they kind of address it. I kind of like how they address it later. And that's one thing I had a problem with. It's like anyone would want superpowers. And think of it, all three of us want superpowers, and we don't even live in a world where they exist. Imagine if we actually lived in a world where you could get superpowers.
Yeah, but imagine. It's like the devil coming to you and offering you powers. There's going to be a price. Plus, look what he did to the rival.
Well, true. That is true. Like they kind of address it with Joe, but I don't like how Wally kind of talks about it, but not really. How he's like, "Oh, I know. It's like I know it's coming from alchemy." It's like obviously you don't because you're so happy.
It's a catch-22 for Wally. He's like, "Yeah, I got powers. Great. I sold my soul to the devil."
It's kind of like in Marvel with the power broker.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just?
Yeah.
was like, can I just touch on something that's really kind of frustrating me at this moment?
I would insist.
Is Caitlyn is suggesting just because she has powers, she's going to become evil.
Yeah, well, we've talked about that every week. I really... Okay, well, it looks like... Because this week I actually did manage to see the preview for the following week, so I know the hint of why. I kind of like the idea that she just gets pissed at Barry, so I'm curious to see how they're going to handle that. But yeah, if she just becomes... It's one thing she's just stressed, because you got to remember... I don't like the idea that heroes are happy-go-lucky all the time. We all have bad... Imagine if we had bad days and we had superpowers. You know, you might do something. You know, you might just, for the hell of it, just cause havoc one day. And I hope they, again, like Tyler said, it'd be really stupid if... I don't think they're going to make her a villain, because they're not going to cut Danielle from the show. I mean, she's too good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean,
you think not even temporarily.
Well, temporarily maybe, but not permanently.
I mean, let's look at Cisco didn't become Reverb. I mean, Reverb on Earth 2 was bad, and when Cisco is developing his powers, he didn't become Reverb. So why does she think just because she's getting power, she's going to become evil?
Well, they touched upon that once, didn't they? When Cisco first started realizing he had powers, he's like, I don't want to become him. That's why he wasn't. That's why he wasn't developing his powers. That was it. You're right, but they kind of like, whenever it comes to, it's like, because Killer Frost has it's even worse. Like, Reverb was bad, but Killer Frost, holy crap. That seems what they imply. But yeah.
Do you think maybe Caitlyn has a prejudice against metahumans?
Well, we've seen a kind of slight implication towards that, but they've never really delved into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do hate it. She keeps going, I'm becoming evil. I'm becoming evil.
Once again, that's a psychological thing.
Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's just bothering me. And because, I mean, so Caitlyn's abilities are basically a fallout of Flashpoint. She didn't have powers in Flashpoint, but when Barry restored the time, her powers are one of those cracks.
Well, we don't know that for sure, but we can assume it.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming and going with for right now.
I think Tyler's right, because last season, remember, she was around HR's metahuman detector and it never went off. There was no hint of her powers until Barry, messed everything up.
That's true. But again, this show is notorious for not, following their own backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Although that's an interesting thing is, I wonder if they're going to address that. I forget if I've mentioned this before, but like, what's Jesse doing now? Like, because now everyone has a metahuman detector. Like, they never really addressed it. How does anyone have a secret identity in Earth 2 with those things?
Easy. It's easy. Okay, you ready? Harry sends out an update for the metahuman detectors that masks Jesse.
Oh, yeah, that's
Boom.
true.
Boom. And then if it happens to go off, it's just a faulty device.
By the way, I love how they kind of cheated with Shade. Like in the comics, he's a guy. I'm not saying they have to have the staff, but it's like he vibrates it. It's like it's the same as my powers. I'm pretty sure that's not how they work in the comics, but okay.
Yeah, no. He's like an immortal and all this other jazz. Yeah, they really didn't go into his backstory. It's like, oh yeah, Alchemy created him, and that was like it.
Yep. Can we just say lame? He gets named lame because he gets named after a metahuman of HR's Earth. His powers. I mean, how they capture him. I mean, everything about. He just got the short end of the stick. He was just there as a plot device, not even a character.
I mean, he's usually considered a pretty liked villain. I mean, he's a good villain, but I mean, this isn't the Shade we know. Again, I don't mind Metahuman of the Week, but when you're taking characters that we know and just giving random people their powers and just saying, oh yeah, this is him or her, it takes away from the mythos of the character from the comics that we've known for so long.
Unless, like, the better version comes over from Earth 2 later on or something.
Yeah, well, we keep hoping for something like that, but they've barely done that.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from Earth 19.
Nothing
good comes from Earth 19.
Yeah. Oh, I did like when they're talking about the fact that Wally did have powers in Flashpoint, and they said, well, why didn't you tell us? And I'm sitting there, even before Barry said it, I'm like, because you told him not to?
Yeah, they said they didn't want to know.
Like, did you forget our own conversation?
And why didn't he, instead of saying you got hurt bad, be like, the rival stabbed and killed you?
I know, you got hurt bad. I'm pretty sure iron through chest is more than hurt bad.
Yeah,
You're the reason that I
my
ran
words
back
would
in
have
time and changed it back.
Yeah, I just would have said something like, yeah, when I left, you were about to die.
But we did learn that Earth 19 has gorillas, sentient gorillas.
Oh, they all do.
I did like, I don't know why, because of course Grodd's always a favorite of me. I just love how well HR hipster Wells. It's like where's Gorilla Grodd name? Grodd, Gorilla Grodd, like the way he says name. It's like he's not here, is he?
Yeah,
it's yeah. But one thing one thing I did like is when it actually happened twice in this episode. Once when Wally was talking to Joe's like, listen, it's not because I trust Barry more than you, it's because you're getting these powers from a villain. And Wally's like, okay, you're right. And that was the end of that. And then later on, Caitlin's really mad because Cisco tells everyone she's a metahuman, but then she goes back and says, listen, you're right what you did. I'm sorry, I overreacted. It's like, done. It's like, that's believable.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything doesn't have to be a drawn-out conflict.
Exactly. Oh, now I remember the thing I wanted to bring up about Shade. They don't give any explanation why he killed that guy. I mean, I guess it could just be a random kill, but still, they don't say whether or not. Because Shade gets one line when he's in shadow form. Flash, I was hoping you show up. That's it.
He was just a plot device.
Truly,
he's just a hired thug.
Maybe it was just random killing because Alchemy told him the lure out Flash, and it worked. Actually,
it didn't even work because he had to wait to do it again. Think of it. It couldn't have been that because he did it privately and quietly, pretty much. Like he didn't go to a crowd. Like the movie was a perfect place to do it, and that would make sense. But that first one's like, I don't know. I have a feeling this was going to be this Shade was going to get his own, and they just combined it with this Alchemy one because that's the feeling I got from it.
Or I wonder if they just had to cut out a lot of backstory or whatever.
And you could tell. You could really
just for
feel
time.
Again, but about superpowers, I can't get over Barry being surprised. Like, what do you mean? You want powers? And you just want her to go in her face and go, duh. Who's gonna be like, oh, superpowers? Be like onto a god? No, I'm good.
I don't want superpowers, Barry. I don't want to flaunt them and show everyone how cool I am like you do constantly. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Sorry, Barry.
You just don't want anyone else messing up the timeline.
Yeah, you're afraid I'll learn how to travel through time and not be a complete tool.
Oh yeah, and
mess up your family.
Because obviously Cisco vibes Caitlin, gets that vision. We see that Cisco will eventually get a suit. And it's like, and this is what I love about like whenever you get future visions in the show. It's like, hey, I'm seeing something completely out of context. I probably know exactly what it means.
Yeah, but can we just say how cool his vibe costume looked?
Yeah, it looked good. What you could see of it. I
heard a theory online that they were training.
That's what I thought. We don't know. I bet you anything it's going to be something not evil at all. I bet it's going to be something like that. Would not surprise me.
Did anyone else think when they showed them?
Yeah, like, it could be anything. I mean,
No, go ahead.
They could be like mind control. One of them could be mind controlled, or something.
Exactly. I thought, hey, they're in that final battle from Force Awakens.
Oh, by the way, I want Earth 19 money. What do you call it? Nubin? I don't know.
A Helbing.
Helbing. That sounds Norwegian. Can I have? See, yeah, go, yeah, go about hello with the Helbing. But and we just lost our listeners in Scandinavia, but okay.
Good job.
Thank you. By the way, I love how Cisco doesn't want to see The Shining. He has a shirt inspired by The Shining.
Yes, thank you. I noticed that too. The Here's Kitty. I was like, that's awesome.
Oh, should we talk about HR hitting on Joe's date and no one do anything about it?
Oh, Joe's little date, yeah.
I would have been like, HR, hey, come here, buddy. Hey, buddy, come here. Boom, popped in the face.
That's how we do it on Earth Prime. That's how we do on Earth Prime, biatch.
he loves HR loves to be the center of attention. Abracadabra.
Causing chaos. Mitch Picklick.
Yeah, I think they're saving him for Supergirl, though.
Yeah, probably.
No, they're saving him for when Barry screws up the timeline again. Something happens.
Well, apparently they're busting out someone who I've never heard of at the end of it. We'll talk about the end of the episode, but let's see. Oh, one thing I like how like, oh god, when freaking I'm so like, again, I hate this character and it's still Tom Cavanaugh, which is crazy. But he's like, oh, I agree with Joe. We should put him in the pipeline. Like, really? And here's another thing. No one says, but he was able to get into Iron Heights. What's this going to stop him? No one makes mention of that.
I just like the fact that we saw the pipeline again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought the speed lab got rid of that.
Yeah, that was like one of our ongoing theories. So it was kind of cool just to see that again. I'm like, oh hey, the pipeline, cool. Yeah. Let's see. I had another thought. I'm a little slow this morning. I had to work really late last night, so I apologize, guys.
Oh, I know something we could talk about. The obvious, another little jab that Julian might be alchemy.
That he has a girlfriend?
Oh.
No, the fact that he was sick or out of work.
Yeah, he wasn't at work. And they're like, he never misses work.
I told you my theory. Julian's Prometheus and Lance is alchemy. Boom. Crossover.
No, I'm gonna say this every week. It can only be one or two things. It's either red herring it or he is alchemy. And they're gonna do something really right till the end where Barry's gonna believe he's alchemy and something's gonna happen.
I'm thinking he's part of alchemy's little group, maybe.
Or I'm thinking he might be alchemy, but he's like from Flashpoint and somehow he made it back here.
I don't think he. I think if he is, I bet he doesn't know. If he's alchemy, I bet you he doesn't know.
I don't know. He seems to know who had powers over there. Like he gave the rivals powers. He knows.
No, I'm saying I bet Julian doesn't know he's alchemy.
Maybe.
Like split personality. I have maybe. I was looking up the woman who's playing Joe's date. She's actually done a lot of comic book stuff. She's done voices in a couple of different video games on both sides too. Oh yeah. So I always find it interesting when stuff like that happens. And random things. She was on 3 episodes of Family Matters. That's what I know her from. Third Rock from the Sun. She was one of the students.
Oh, from
Dick's class. I knew. Like, it's one of those things where I knew she looked familiar. Oh, one thing I really liked. When Alchemy starts possessing Wally, I liked it because this could have been so cliche. I like how Iris just takes him out and puts him back in. It's like, get back in there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And I like that because it's so, again, they've said she can defend herself, and it's like, I would hate for Wally just like, push her aside, runs off. No, she shoved his ass back in the prison cell.
She was like, take this, Wally.
So you mean Wallace West? He's like, only my friends call me Wallace.
But then he eventually convinces them to let him go.
Right, yeah. Oh, and by the way, did anyone else totally guess that all those cops were going to die?
Oh, duh.
It's like the second, I'm like, wait a minute, he's letting them know that Wally's, they're dead, aren't they? They're just so dead.
Yeah, anytime you get a group of cops together on this show, they're like, oh, they're dead.
These cops have been red-shirted.
The time they're dead is when they pull the line of, don't worry, we'll take care of it. Anytime anyone's confident that they're going to get something done.
It's either that or, don't worry, we're professionals, we'll handle this. If they say that, they're dead.
Oh yeah.
So
what do we think of Wally going all inhuman and getting stuck in a cocoon?
Yes, he's going for Terragenesis.
Well, that explains the husks.
Yeah. I'm just saying this. If he pops out in costume, that's it. Actually, yeah, we don't know where Clarence got his from, do we? I mean, did he just make it? Or
Speed Force energy.
Yeah.
I'm going with Speed Force energy.
Yeah, because he instantly know how to use.
I swear, I think I saw that. I think in the description for next episode they talk about Wally, so he must pop out next episode already.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure to see where they go with this. Okay, so we obviously got to talk about how this scene ended because you guys, I'm going to need your help on this. Who the heck is this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Savitar.
So Savitar. All right, so let's talk about Savitar.
Who's this Guyver-looking dude?
All right, first let's talk about this. Savitar in the comics is someone who becomes obsessed with speed and names himself after the speed god and, seeks to, what do you call it?
He wants to be like one
greatest.
with the speed. He wants to be like one. He wants to be like one with the Speed Force. He wants the Speed Force like all to himself, and he has like this crazy. He has like a cult, but I don't know why he looks like a Transformer from a Michael Bay movie because he never looked like that in the comics. I mean, they dug deep for him. I mean, he was in like 4 or 5 issues, I think, back in the 90s. That was it.
So here's my
he looked like the Guyver.
Yeah, he totally looks horrible.
Well, the effect doesn't look too, but it looks too good if it makes any sense. It's like, it looks cool for the, like, in and of itself, but it looks out of place in this show.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, this is what the Nazi Berserker should have looked like in Legends. This level of effects. I mean, they obviously spent money on this because it looks decent. Like, I'm talking about purely aesthetically.
Yes.
Not as a representation of anything. I'm just saying on its own. I'm confused about that because I'm like, this is like I don't know. Again, it seems so. There is a god of speed.
See, okay, so they kind of introduced the idea of deities and stuff like that. If you think about with the Hawks, because supposedly they got their hawk ability from their Egyptian god. Because I like the idea that it's actually some sort of a deity type thing, more than the fact that it's a person. Because if it's a person, back to what Phil said, why does it look like a Transformer from a Michael Bay movie? You know, I mean, they completely changed up the look of, like, it doesn't look like a person wearing. So.
I don't know where they're going with this. I mean, and I looked it up, and it seems like he was. They keep using people from New Earth. It's so they can be safe. They can do whatever they want with these characters because they're from New Earth. I gotta say, okay, because again, I'm trying to think of what to say next or what else to talk on this episode. I'm not giving it a bad rating. I feel like it left no impression on me. For the most,
I don't know if they're like spinning their wheels because we get one more episode and then the crossover. Yeah, I think that crossover kills everyone's momentum.
That's the problem. They gotta fill stuff for. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. Maybe I need to leave the podcast because when I left the Arrow podcast, the show got better. If I leave this, Flash will get better. I mean, there were parts I liked, but I don't think I'd rewatch this episode. It was very unimpressive.
I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see next. I'm interested to see next episode because it's titled Killer Frost, so we're gonna get a lot of Caitlin, and it's directed by another Kevin Smith directed episode.
Yes, I mean we'll see where it goes. I don't know. We keep saying, "Oh God, I hope we don't get another." Not another speedster villain, and here we go.
But at the same time, like I said, right now I'm kind of curious and open-minded about it because if they do it differently.
Well, see, we talked about like whether or not he's really a deity or not. I'm thinking I don't think he'd be a guy just obsessed with the Speed Force way because alchemy obviously works for him. I wonder what that means.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I got very confused. I'm gonna have to. I can't even comment on it until I find out what's going on with alchemy. Because I mean, was he working with him or was he preparing for this? Is this what he was preparing for?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe alchemy is like Savitar is like a cult leader, like Savitar is like his high priest or whatever. I don't know.
Again, I don't know. Because okay, now they said there were 3 husks that unaccounted for, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And weren't there 3? I mean, I don't know if there were 3 alkalites, weren't there?
Maybe. Well, yeah, because the rival Magenta and Shade were the 3, and they're like, okay, well, we found 3 more. Where are they?
I mean, I think there were 3 people in hoods in this scene. I don't know. They didn't really. It was hard to count.
So,
go ahead.
Since 3 are unaccounted for, that means Caitlin never went through one. So yeah, alchemy didn't give her powers. That had to have been Flashpoint.
Well, yeah, definitely. Again, I hope they fix Flashpoint by the end of the season. It's stupid. It's just they're using it to. I could go into this rant again. Like they're just using it to shake things up. I don't know. But again, my final thoughts on that. Again, very unimpressed. It left me with not a bad episode, but I was no impression.
Interesting.
I didn't think it was bad, but I just wish they had done more with Shade and like
exactly.
I don't know, maybe made Savitar look more like the comic book. He just looked like a normal guy with like he had a mask and he had like this long hair and stuff.
Yeah, I mean he looks like he's wearing some sort of like robot tech suit.
Looks like the freaking Guyver, I'm telling you. Let's get some anime people on the podcast and tell me he doesn't look like the Guyver.
I told you the first thing I thought of was like a Transformer from a Michael Bay movie. Just like, okay. Because
that's what I
nothing
thought.
Like Savitar looked like.
I mean, he's got a little bit of the headpiece, but I'm just like, okay. I just thought it was weird when they showed the behind the scenes and it was a person in a suit for mocap, and I was like, okay, this will be different.
Well, like, I don't know. Funny thing is, I obviously because I didn't get to watch the episode live this week. I kept, like, I have to avoid Twitter to avoid spoilers. I swear to God, I thought the tweets were saying Solivar. I'm like, what would he be doing there?
No. Nope.
So, okay, what are your guys' final thoughts?
Julian has a girlfriend.
Yeah, who would put up with that? No, like I said, I liked it for the most part. There's a few little things that got to me, but I mean, most of the season I'm enjoying. And everyone, get your final thoughts in about who Alchemy really is, because they said he's unmasking in the mid-season finale. You know, like they always pull. I think it's the episode after the crossover.
It's Captain Singh.
It's either Julian or it isn't.
Yeah.
If it's not him, I got no freaking idea. It's HR somehow.
HR.
No, it's HR. It's HR's business partner from Earth 19.
I looked up that name and like all that came up was like real world like attorneys and I forget something else. There was like nothing.
What was the real Harrison Wells' fiance's name?
Oh God, I'm not gonna remember that.
Wasn't it Morgan? Wasn't it like something Morgan?
I don't know. I have to rewatch season 1.
So I wonder if there's a tie there. I think it was. I just, like I said, I can't remember. So
what? On Earth 1, he dated her, and then Earth.
I love when we just trail off right there. Like, are we still talking about this episode?
I was gonna say, what, on Earth 1 he dated his wife or whatever, and then on Earth 19 he dated like her brother or whatever.
I was thinking maybe it's like, that's her brother on Earth 19, so that's how they became business partners or something, or maybe she was never born. I don't know.
Earth 19, they don't have to follow because you only got to do similar lifestyles up to like Earth 3 or something. Barely. Yeah. Really, it's just Earth 2.
I just wonder in the crossover if they're gonna tell us exactly what number Earth Supergirl's on. Probably not.
That would be cool. I do like that. It's got to be at least Earth 4 and above.
It's gonna be a bad jab at Marvel. They're gonna call it Earth 616.
It's a lot of Earths.
All right. Is that it?
I do believe so.
Okay. Well then, let's get out of here. Send us your thoughts. Dante, where are you? We miss you.
He's been erased because of Flashpoint.
Not that.
Oh no.
Actually, they said Dante's dead because of Flashpoint.
No. All right. So everyone, whoever's left, email us flasharrowpodcast@gmail.com. On Facebook, we're we're Flashpoint Podcast and Legends of DC Podcast. Twitter is @Legends of DC Pod and @Flashpoint_SMG. We're even on Instagram, Legends of DC. And you can talk anything DC or Marvel with me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com, and on Twitter, I am @nightwingpdp. Gentlemen?
You can find me, Tyler, at JTYPatrick on Twitter, on Gmail, Facebook, and you can also find me on the Krypton Report here on Southgate Media, part of the Legends of DC.
And you can look for me on Tyler's Twitter, but you won't find me because that's Tyler's Twitter. But on mine, it's Intro Insanity. Or just find me on Facebook or with any of the Southgate Media podcasts I am under.
All right, you want to take us out, Zach?
I shall. Tune in next week, everybody. Unless, of course, alchemy activates our powers, and we're all going to be different people.